Hi, Brendan and Amanda. I understand that you both had an argument the other day, and I want to speak with you about how this conflict between you is impacting your performance as well as the workplace. I noticed that you both have been making nasty comments to one another, even during your shared treatment sessions. By acting negatively towards one another in front of patients, you are making them feel uncomfortable. And if they feel uncomfortable, they are not going to come back here for treatments. Therefore, our clinic will lose a lot of business, and we will risk our reputation being ruined. This conflict between you two is also creating a toxic environment at the clinic, and it is making your coworkers feel unhappy and uncomfortable. This issue is also beginning to impact the both of you as well, making you feel unhappy at work and therefore decreasing your job satisfaction and productivity. Since your fight, you have not been getting your reports done properly, and your treatment sessions have not been up to standards. It is important that you both resolve this conflict between you, so I would like to schedule a meeting to do so. Let's meet back here in my office Friday after 6, after the workday is done.
All right, I guess we can do that.
Fine, I'll see you Friday.
Thank you for coming in today. I would like to start this meeting by having both of you present your viewpoints of the situation so that we can begin to resolve this conflict between you. Amanda, you can start first. From your point of view, explain to Brendan the situation that has caused this conflict.
Well, the problem's that you're extremely lazy and you don't get any of the work done on time, even when I remind you every hour to send your reports. You still don't do it. You also told me that my way of teaching patients is not good enough and that I need to go back to school and learn how to do it the correct way. This really hurt my feelings and made me feel like I'm not good at my job.
Well, how can I get my work done when you're constantly nagging me? I need to work at my own pace. You know that I always get my work in on time, so don't say that I don't get it done. And I only told you that you weren't treating patients correctly because you were making me angry by acting controlling and not letting me do things at my own pace. Don't you think she's being overdramatic? You know that I get my work done. Don't you think she's the one at fault here?
The important thing to remember here is not who is at fault, but that this conflict is negatively impacting your careers and needs to be resolved. Amanda, what are your thoughts on Brendan's viewpoint?
I think he's being selfish and unfair. He hurt my feelings and he won't even acknowledge that.
Brendan, how do you feel about hurting Amanda's feelings?
I shouldn't have said what I did, and I didn't know that it hurt your feelings so badly.
I think it is important that you just acknowledge that what you said to Amanda hurt her feelings. Amanda, how does it make you feel that Brendan acknowledged this?
I'm glad you recognize how you hurt my feelings, but I'm still upset and I don't know if we're going to be able to continue working together on patient cases. You procrastinate way too much and it stresses me out.
I'm sorry for what I said to you. I said it out of anger, and I didn't mean it. I would take it back if I could. I don't know what else you want me to say.
It is very important that you just apologize to Amanda. This is an important step in resolving this conflict between you two. Amanda, do you have anything to say to Brendan in response?
Thanks for apologizing. It makes me feel a little bit better.
I think that we are moving in the right direction here. From what I understand, this conflict between you two is stemming from your differing work ethics. Amanda, you're very punctual and like to get things done immediately, and Brendan, you tend to work at your own pace and like to do things last minute. Another issue here is that Brendan said something hurtful to you out of anger, but it's important to recognize that he apologized for it. In order to better understand each other's views on what the problem is, I'd like for each of you to summarize what the other one stated as their point of view in this situation.
Well, it seems that Brendan thinks that I'm controlling and he wants to work at his own pace and not be rushed. He also thinks that I'm too sensitive and need to learn to handle criticism better.
Amanda is very punctual, and I'm quite the opposite. She thinks that I am lazy, but really I just like to work at my own pace. She also thinks that I am too blunt with my criticism and need to be more mindful of her feelings.
So now that we've come to a mutual understanding of what the issue is here, let's try to think of some ways that we can solve this conflict. What do you think are some possible solutions to this issue? What do you think in order for these? What do you need in order for these solutions to work?
I think that it would help if Brendan tries to be more punctual with his work while we're working as a team so that I don't feel stressed out. Also, it would help if he kept criticism to himself and is more aware of my feelings. In order for this to work, I'll need Brendan to cooperate and try to remember to be more punctual and also not to say hurtful things to me.
Brendan, what do you think are some possible solutions to this issue? What would you need in order for these solutions to work?
I will try to be more conscious of not saying things that will hurt Amanda's feelings, and I will also try to be more punctual with my own work. But I also need Amanda to stop nagging me so much and let me work at my own pace. I will get the work done on time, but I need her to give me space and let me do it on my own time.
These all sound like great ideas to help solve this conflict. Let's get agreement on what each of you will do in order to help fix this issue. Will Will each of you please summarize to me what you will do moving forward in order to resolve this conflict?
Moving forward, I will stop being controlling and let Brendan work at his own pace. I'll stop nagging him about the reports, and I'll trust that he will get the work done on time. I'll also try to be less sensitive and not take criticism to heart.
Moving forward, I will make sure that I am more punctual with my work and my reports, and I will stop procrastinating my work until the last second. I will also be more mindful of what I say to Amanda and try not to criticize her work or say things that will hurt her feelings.
These sound like great ideas, and I believe that you two will be able to resolve this conflict easily if you follow through with what you promised to do moving forward. I know that we discussed a lot today, so I would like to summarize everything we talked about to ensure that you both understand everything. Amanda, it is important to remember that Brendan apologized for his actions today. This will help you moving forward in resolving these issues between you. In order to resolve this conflict, you are going to let Brendan work at his own pace and make sure that you give him time to do his work. You will also work on not taking criticism to heart. Brendan, moving forward, you will be more punctual with your work and not leave it until the last second. You will also be more mindful of Amanda's feelings and make sure not to make any hurtful comments or remarks. I am hopeful that you two will be able to resolve this conflict. To ensure that everything is going smoothly, let's set up a follow-up date in my office next week. How does Wednesday at 10 a.m. sound?
Wednesday sounds good. Thank you.
Wednesday works for me. Thanks.